Coming up in this edition of Sports Zone, we'll have highlights from softball, golf, and hockey. A live update from the Fighting Saints game.
A closer look at how the baseball team is doing this season. We'll look at how former athletes stay active.
And a very intense sports challenge. It's all coming up on this edition of Sports Zone.
Chris, it's finally April. Not only does that mean the cold weather is almost gone,
but it also means that baseball and softball are in the full swing of things.
The softball team played in a doubleheader against Buena Vista at Faber-Clark Field. Game 1 started off with Buena Vista ahead, but Caitlin Jones hit this ball, giving Loris an out. In the meantime, the Dewhawks scored 2 runs, going up 2-1. But late in the game, BV would come back. In extra innings, Tracy Sullivan would hit a bomb to right field, giving Loris the win in Game 1. On to Game 2 now. In the bottom of the first, Sarah Palzinski would single to drive in the run. This would be the first of 3 scored by Loris in the inning. Later in the game, Loris would add to their lead as Palzinski would drive in 2 more runs here. The game would end due to the slaughter rule, but the Dewhawks would stay on top 10-1.
Well, tonight we're joined by head softball coach Ashley Rogers. Coach, thanks for being with us tonight.
Thanks for having me.
What's been the most surprising thing so far this season?
We haven't really had too many surprises. Coming into the season, we knew that we had a lot of talent on our softball team. We also knew that felt that we had a lot of potential. So I think so far we've kind of met our expectations.
Who has really stepped up this season?
Right now, I'd have to say we've had multiple players step up, which has been really nice. Kind of takes the pressure off of just one person having to be the star player. We've had people, hit some game-winning home runs. We've had people come into, a bases-loaded situation, get out of a jam pitching-wise. We've had pinch runners come in, score big runs for us. So it's been a good feeling having that depth on the team.
What's one area the team needs to work on going forward?
I would say consistency. Consistency on offense, defense, and pitching-wise. I think the more consistent that we get, I think the more confident that we'll get.
How important has it been to have, a little more depth on the mound? You had Kelly and Teeny the last couple of years. Now you got some freshmen stepping in.
Yep. I really like our pitching staff this year. I mean, like you said, in years past, we've only had 1 or 2 pitchers, and having that depth really, I think, takes the pressure off of one person having to carry the load. It also, each pitcher brings something different to our team, whether it be mental toughness or, the pitches that they throw. I think that we have a great pitching staff, and each one has been a great contributor this year.
Our last question, kind of a fun one. What is it like to coach with your sister?
It's great coaching with her. We have a great relationship both on and off the field. We have a lot of fun together. I think the girls can see that. They can also see our love for softball, too. So hopefully they can take that with them.
All right, well, thanks, Coach. Good
Thank
luck
you
the
very
rest
much.
of the season.
Thanks.
The track and field team looked to build on their indoor success this weekend in the first meet of the outdoor season. They traveled to Wartburg College, where they faced some strong competition early. Tara Kilberg started things off for the women by racing to a 3rd-place finish in the 1500. Freshman Katie Langmeyer took 2nd place in the high jump, and Katie Hemeseth took 2nd in the steeplechase. Danielle McNally had a great meet, including taking 2nd in the shot put. Heidi Tobin also did well, placing 5th in the hammer throw, reaching the national qualifying mark. Chris Higgins, who placed 8th in the 1500, commented on this team's performance.
Well, we actually had a really great first outdoor meet. A lot of good PRs, and competition was really tough.
Among those PRs were Dan McDermott, who took 5th in the 5K, Josh Gerd, who finished 5th in the 400, and Mike Roth, who leaped into a 4th-place finish in the long jump with a mark of 22 feet 5 inches. The Dewhawk track and field team will travel across the river to UW-Platteville for their upcoming meet this Saturday.
On the baseball diamond, the Dewhawks clashed with the Simpson Storm last weekend for a 3-game set with a game Friday and a doubleheader Saturday. After dropping the Friday night tilt 9-4, Loris needed to rebound, sending freshman Kendall Pollock to the mound. Strong winds assisted Calvin Ray early with this solo shot in the first inning, and Simpson's Zach Smith the following inning. Pollock's effort was tireless as he tossed all 7 innings and struck out 5, but the Loris bats turned cold as they dropped the first game 2-1. The Storm jumped out to a 2-0 lead early in the second game following 2 crucial Loris errors. Simpson starter Paul Brown handled the Loris offense once again, throwing a complete game while allowing only 1 earned run. Kevin Moriarty pitched well, allowing 3 earned with 4 strikeouts, but the Storm prevailed once again 6-2, sweeping the doubleheader. Loras split a doubleheader yesterday with Coe and will take on Cornell this Friday in Mount Vernon. The baseball team has battled the elements so far this season, Chris, as well as some inconsistencies on the diamond.
I took a look at the season so far and what lies ahead for these hard-hitting Duhawks. It's baseball season, even though the weather may not look like it. The Duhawk baseball team has started the season 8-13 and has posted an 0-6 record in the IAC Conference. Senior pitcher Kyler Laurie has said the team has grown and really come together.
Coming together as a team, at first to have 3 freshmen in on the infield and other guys thrown in and around the whole field, that, coming together as a team, freshmen through seniors, definitely been building as the season's been going on.
The key hitters on this team are outfielder Calvin Ray and B.J. Juergens. Ray is leading the team in home runs and RBIs with 15 runs batted in. Juergens mans first base and leads the team in hits with 22 and has posted an average of .349. On the mound, the Duhawks will rely heavily on seniors Kyler Laurie and Cole Bolge. These seniors, as well as underclassmen, will look to man the Duhawk pitching staff to make it one of the best in the conference. Pitching coach Dan Wellick believes that this group of guys is still yet to play their best baseball.
Loss-wise, we're not where we want. I think we're a very resilient team. I haven't seen anybody so far, coming across with a defeated attitude, even though things, haven't turned out the way we wanted it. I think any time in sports or life, you really see the true test of people when things don't go well.
We'll see if these kids can turn it around and how they act down the stretch for the rest of the season. Well, the Duhawks will play in Mount Vernon this weekend, where they have 3 games against the Rams of Cornell.
After this water break, we'll have women's and men's golf highlights.
We'll bring you a live update from the Mystique Ice Center.
And Clark Athletics is finally getting a Hall of Fame.
They said if I got drunk, I'd be one of the guys. They said if I got drunk, I'd be one of the guys. They lied. Find out the truth about drugs. Drugfreeworld.org.
The women's golf team was a host to a 2-day tournament at Thunder Hills in Piasta. The course lived up to its name on this windy and dreary day, but Megan Gregg battled the weather well as she took this putt within inches of the hole. She finished the hole with an even score after tapping it in here. Later on 13, Gregg took her chip shot from a hill, and after some rolling, the ball sat 7 feet from the cup. On hole 11, Christina Jackson makes it look easy with a stellar tee shot, followed by a nice approach which settled near the cup. She tied for 5th in the tournament. Loras' highest placing golfer was Abby Potts, who came in 3rd overall, thanks to a strong play on the fairways. And she also did well with her short game, inching this putt to within 15 feet of the hole. Loras placed 2nd out of 3 teams in the tournament.
The men's golf would take on 11 other teams in their own Loras invite. It may have been breezy at Meadows Golf Course, but Joe Leibfried's putting would not be untracked. On hole number 9, he would go on to sink this 15-footer for a birdie. Then after a great tee off on hole 11, he would be in excellent position on the green for another birdie. Leibfried would be Loras' best finisher, and he would place 8th overall with a 9 over par. Noel Frieders would convert this putt for par on hole number 3. He would be Loras' second best golfer, finishing at 12 over par and tied at 15th place overall. Sam Herman would get back-to-back pars on hole number 7 and then on hole number 8. Herman would finish the day 17 over par and tied for 33rd. As a team, Loras would finish 9th out of 12 teams that competed.
Well, the NCAA tournament ended this Monday as UConn beat Butler. Let's see how well each member of the Sports Zone crew did.
Here are the results. Reporters Mike Gelsonon and Zach Altfelish tied for 1st place, followed by our executive producer Michael Lawrence, and I beat Chris, but only by 1 point to take 6th place.
It was a very interesting tournament. A lot of upsets this year. Made for some good basketball, and You know, UConn might not have been the best team, but they played well down the stretch.
It was a lot of fun, and there's a reason they call it March Madness, all those upsets.
Well, this upcoming Saturday, the Loras Judo Club will be celebrating its 50th anniversary. Loras' club, which was started in the early 60s by Terry Smith and a friend, will be hosting a tournament in the Loras Graber Sports Center. Smith, who still runs the club, has coached over 3,000 students over the past 50 years. He also has participated in over 330 judo tournaments and still loves the sport just as much as he did when he started the club in 1961. The 50th anniversary tournament is scheduled to start at noon and is expected to bring in people from 8 different states.
Clark University has thought of a way to honor all of the greatest student athletes that are in their record books, and that is to create a new Varsity Athletics Hall of Fame opening this fall.
We're always looking for opportunities to recognize our athletes like any athletic program is. And Hall of Fame is certainly the pinnacle, the ultimate way to recognize the people who have really done extraordinary things in athletics.
Clark's inaugural Hall class will be inducted during homecoming festivities in late September. The Hall of Fame location is still undecided, but will likely be held inside of the Kiel Center on campus.
It was college night this weekend at the Mystique Ice Community Ice Arena, and the Saints took the ice in good fashion. Took on the Tri-City Storm this past weekend and had a bit of a rough start. The first period would go scoreless until the Saints put up the first goal at the start of the second, but the Storm weren't going to go down easy. Number 20 Alex Carpenter would get this Storm going, and they ended up scoring back-to-back goals later in the second. The game would go into a third period with the Saints down 1 goal. But early in the third period, the Saints would find the equalizer by number 9, TJ Schluter, and the Saints would continue to go on a 2-0 run in the third period to get the win over Tri-City 4-2.
The Fighting Saints are in action tonight for their last home game of the regular season.
Sportsman reporter Mike Gelsonon is down at the Mystique Ice Center to give us more. Mike, what do you got?
Thanks, guys. Behind me, the Fighting Saints just taking the ice, playing host to the Waterloo Blackhawks. It's been a season of rebirth, joy, and victory. Coming into this season, the team has been given a totally new look, a new set of players, and a new home. But what's been stunning most about this season has been the 37-12-8 record the team has posted. Not only have they posted such a great record, but they've also clinched the #1 seed in the Western Conference. Led by forwards John Guro, Vinny Sadminori, and goalie Matt Morris, the team was relying on these 3 men to lead them through the playoffs, which begin in just a few more weeks. Along with clinching the Western Conference, the team is also in the first round bye, and will be playing the winner of the 4th and 5th place game brackets. You know, folks, I've been down here all season long watching this team. I've been in the seats with you fans. I've been up on the concourse as an airman. I mean, I was even on the ice throwing out t-shirts as an ice angel one night. I know you guys can pack this place to the brim, so there's still plenty of time left in the game. Come down, get a ticket with the family and friends. It's a great experience, and give them that little boost of excitement as they enter the playoffs. Reporting live from the Mystique Community Ice Center, I'm Mike Gelsonon. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Mike. The Saints are now only 3 wins away from bringing the Clark Cup back to Dubuque. The last time the team brought the cup home was 1985.
Many students at Loras played a sport in high school but decided not to continue play in college.
In high school, I played football and rugby.
In high school, I was on our dance team. I played volleyball and soccer.
Those who don't play in college find different ways to stay active. Duhawk Beth Horahan, former volleyball player and cross-country runner, explains why she decided not to play sports at the college level.
I was good, but not awesome, and so I just kind of decided that it was time to be done.
However, Beth misses something about sports.
Definitely like the team aspect, like always having the people there to support you and make sure you were getting your workouts done.
Although Beth misses the team aspect, she likes the more relaxed feel of not having to stick with a strict workout schedule.
I'm not very good at staying active. My roommates try to motivate me to go to the gym, but it's a lot easier now without like the coaches there to make sure you're getting stuff done, to just slip up and be like, oh, I'll take a day off.
Beth has found a substitute team here at Loras.
My roommates and I have actually started like working out together, and so we'll all go to the gym, and it's kind of like a motivation factor and makes it a little more fun to work out.
Duhawks, like Beth, found other ways to burn off the calories.
Now I stay active by hitting the gym as much as possible.
I do Pilates and I run when I can, and also we have a Wii Fit in our room.
My favorite machine is the elliptical. I elliptical like a champion.
Well, after this timeout, the spotlight shines bright on one Duhawk.
And we compete in a rough sports challenge. Stay tuned.
I find inspiration all around me, from those that push me to think and to grow, to move forward, because to stand still is to fall behind. That's not my plan. I'm just getting started. My life is just beginning. My major is inspiration.
Senior softball player Tracy Sullivan is scorching hot from the batter's box.
She is currently batting a .386, 134 points higher than her batting average last year.
We caught up with Tracy in this week's DuHawk Spotlight.
The catcher, number 6, Tracy Sullivan.
I never played Little League when I was little, but when I was in 7th grade, they all begged me to go out. And the toughest part was getting my mom to let me go out because it was such a busy sport that she'd have to be gone from work all the time. So all my friends were like, oh, I'd take you to practices and stuff. And then once my mom actually came to a game, she hasn't stopped coming. I play a lot for them, and I also play a lot for the team. Team comes first, and then number one after that is my family. I play for my family. I'm very family-oriented, so I wanted to stick with it and stay close by family. It's not too far away from home, but yet it's far enough away. My family means a lot to me playing softball because I know they enjoy it, and when they enjoy something, I just continue to do something like that. Coming together, we're like a family here at Loras, and I just love that aspect, knowing that you have a family away from family that you can go to anybody on the team. The Loras College softball team here is one big family, and I love that aspect of it. No team's going to be good if they're all a bunch of individuals, so having that team aspect and being a team player is huge.
Softball team is currently 3-1 in the IAC.
Good luck to Tracy and the rest of the softball team.
This week's Sports Challenge, Caitlin and I took our competition to a brand new track.
See who pushes ahead and who gets checked.
Welcome to another edition of the Sports Challenge.
Today we're competing in roller derby with some of the members of the Dubuque Outlaws.
Not something I've ever done before. Should be an excellent sports challenge.
Let's check out some drills.
If I fall more than 3 times, I'm throwing in the towel.
I just put elbow pads on my knees.
I want to be that kid on the wall that hit me on the wall. I don't even think I can skate.
Feel pretty confident about that challenge. Yeah.
That looks like I messed up, so you win that one. I'll do that again.
Chris Badger Lear versus Caitlin Little Bear Gherkin.
Do my best Dustin Buffalo.
We're going to add a couple other team members and do a relay.
From the Outlaws is V-Train, and I'm Indian Outlaw.
Feels good to be a champion.
Right, okay. V-Train and I won this roller derby sports challenge, and Chris has to do punishment. V-Train, what's his punishment?
Well, Chris, aka Badger, is going to find out what it's like to be a real roller derby player. He's going to get checked.
I'll go down.
Ready? Go.
Come get some! Yeah, we went around.
Chris, what did you think of that? I know, I thought it was pretty fun.
It was an interesting sports challenge. I'm still a little sore, but it was definitely a new experience.
Definitely. I'm glad we did it. I think it was a good time. This week we asked the Loras students, which baseball player do you think will hit the most home runs for the DuHawks this year?
The option included Austin Brown, who's hitting .361, B.J. Juergens, who's hitting .349, and Calvin Ray with a .303 average. And after 256 students have responded, Calvin Ray is leading the way with 43%, and it's looking good as he homered earlier this week.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for tuning in this edition of Sports Zone.
Stay tuned for the latest and greatest in DuHawk athletics.